Why use the garage? Is the front door completely blocked?
The vines took over, son. We can't reach our own porch.
We're trapped in our own home. We've just given up. I'm clearing this path. No one should be trapped inside.
We thought we'd live like this until the very end.
I'm just tired of feeling like a prisoner here.
When I first walked up to the house and saw the elderly couple shuffling through their dark garage just to reach the mailbox, it hit me that they were essentially prisoners in their own sanctuary. The front porch, once clearly a beautiful space for coffee and conversation, had been completely swallowed by a thick, suffocating canopy of overgrown vines and tangled branches that looked more like a wild thicket than a home entryway. It is a straight-up gut punch to the soul to see two people who have built a life together now forced to navigate their own property. Like intruders because nature and neglect have conspired to wall them in. The property was a total disaster zone, with unruly brush choking the life out of their garden, dead branches hanging like daggers above their heads, and a front door that had been completely reclaimed by the wilderness. The city had shown absolutely zero mercy to this couple, slapping them with fines for the overgrown state of their yard while offering zero assistance to two people who clearly had no physical capacity to fight back the jungle on their own. The wife sat on her porch bench with a look of quiet resignation that broke my heart, while her husband looked at me with a mix of shame and weary hope, as if he had spent years waiting for someone to finally see their struggle. He told me in a voice that was thin and cracked that they had been avoiding the front door for so long that they had forgotten what it felt like to walk out and greet their neighbors. As I yanked the starter cord on my heavy-duty pole saw and the engine roared to life, shattering the stagnant, suffocating silence of their trapped existence, I saw the wife lean forward, her eyes wide as if the sudden noise were finally cutting the invisible chains holding them inside. Every aggressive pass of my blade through those thick, gnarled vines felt like I was physically liberating them from a cage of their own making, proving to them that they are not forgotten and they are certainly not alone. The air started to fill with that sharp, intoxicatingly clean scent of crushed leaves and fresh mulch. A sensory roadmap, I prayed, would tell them that the cavalry had finally arrived. They were finally going to walk out their front door again. I could feel the judgmental eyes of the neighborhood peeking through their pristine windows. The same people who had watched this couple slowly lose their freedom without ever lifting a finger. And it gave me a fierce second wind to show them what actual community brotherhood looks like. As the sunlight finally hit the front door, and the beautiful wood grain of the entrance was revealed from beneath the shadows, the house didn't just look better, it looked like it was finally breathing again. The couple shuffled toward the edge of their porch as I cleared the final obstructions, their eyes scanning a yard that finally looked like a home instead of a forgotten ruin. And they took a deep, shaky breath of the fresh, open air. The husband whispered that they had been preparing themselves to be forced out, and that seeing their porch restored felt like they had been granted a reprieve from a sentence they never signed up for. I realized then that I was not just doing pro bono landscaping. I was holding the line for a couple who had been pushed to the edge, making sure they wouldn't be bullied out of their home by a heartless system just because their physical strength had finally failed them. Before you scroll past this, please drop a comment with the city you are watching from, because elders like this deserve a salute and a helping hand, not a legal threat when they are down on their luck. If you saw a couple who had worked their whole life now trapped in their own home, would you have the heart to step up and finish the job of being a neighbor? Like and share this to remind the world that we do not leave our elders behind in the mess. And today, we finally delivered a bit of freedom to their doorstep. They spent their lives building a home together, so today, we made sure that home is finally a place of pride again. Faith in humanity is officially restored, and today, they finally stepped out their front door for the first time in years.